In Perth, Western Australia, veteran trucker Steve Graham is racing to assemble his road train before nightfall.
I'm going to hook onto this trailer now. That's part of the load, the steel, the structural steel that we're taking across.
Steve's due to leave on an urgent long-haul delivery.
Plan is to go from here to Alice Springs, about 2,700 kilometres away we go. Yeah, they're still forecasting rain for the western desert areas, and I can see cloud build-up up there already. My biggest worry is that central road is so good at the moment that the shires are going to be desperate to protect it, and they'll close it. They'll close it at the first drop of rain because they've spent so much money and time and machinery on that road this year. And if they shut the road, then it becomes a huge issue. I'll be bugging.
After 500 kilometres, Steve pulls over for a routine inspection of his load.
I can smell diff oil. God, fuck me. I absolutely don't believe it. I can smell diff oil, I can see diff oil, I've got a wheel seal gone. There's a line of oil spraying up on the bottom of the mud guard there. A wheel seal gone and this brand new diff.
Blowing a seal on a drive wheel is a serious problem.
I'm gonna have to get to Mount Magnet, get a mechanic, get this hub off and get this sorted.
It's a major blow to Steve's return to the road.
There I was worried about rain, now I've got to worry about mechanical problems. I just don't believe this sometimes.
He's racing 200 kilometres to the nearest town.
Right, mate, it's all brand new, as I said. I've had a huge amount of trouble with bearings, mate, a huge amount.
The initial inspection doesn't look good.
That's failed. Something's failed under there.
Yep, she's fucked. We've got to get in there and see what the damage is. I've already rung the biggest customer, MRN. They need the freight. So once again, the pressure's down the end of that telephone. How long will it hold you up, Steve? As soon as there's an issue on the road, it goes back to how long will this keep you? The good news is I'm not seeing a lot of shiny metal in there. That's the good news. It could be a nightmare of a nightmare and huge money, but at this point in time, fingers crossed, I'm just looking down the barrel of either a loose or a replacement bearing.
Replacing a seal should be a simple fix.
But we can't fix it without parts, so now we're looking for parts. Fingers crossed he's got one.
So the seal's a bit tight.
He's out of luck.
Civi hasn't got a seal on him that fits this truck.
Steve could be stuck for a day, waiting for a new part.
He's going to go for a drive around town, see some of his mates, and just see if we can jag one in town here this afternoon. If we can, it gets me rolling in the next couple of hours or so. The weather's picking up, that rain that we thought was around is definitely around. I just hope this is not happening out in the desert. Bad news is, I've got customers complaining in Alice Springs already. I've rung them earlier and said I'm a day late. It's as simple as that. That you'll crawl over broken glass to get the job done. Everything depends on you.
We're good to go.
Finally, he can get rolling.
No worries at all, mate.
Much appreciated, Copper. I'm glad you're here.
Same trip, mate.
After a short night's rest, Steve's looking to make up time. As he heads into the desert, his worries about rain are evaporating.
I think it's about 40 degrees out there.
Replaced with concerns about the heat.
My gearbox is running up at over 100 degrees Celsius, so I've just dropped it back a bit to 85, 90.
Ahead, the tarmac will give way to the dust and grinding dirt of the Great Central Road. One last chance to fill up before the long haul.
So I'm getting every last drop in to get me across the desert.
$2,000 worth of diesel should do the trick.
I've got about 1,800 kilometres to go to Alice Springs, 1,200 kilometres of hard dirt. It'd be nice to be sitting around a campfire tonight with a cold beer and a decent feed and not have to enjoy my evening with a mechanic fixing something on my truck. Well, here we are. That's another one in, thank goodness for that.
After getting it here in one piece, the pressure's on to unload quickly.
That's why the pressure's on. They've been out of work in this, they've run out of jobs. So that'll keep some of the men going in the morning unloading by hand the stuff out of that container.
1,500 hard kilometres stand between Steve and Darwin. And overhead, an old enemy, the weather.
The severe thunderstorm advice for up here, areas up here, damaging winds. This truck was written off a few years ago nearly by a thunderstorm. The hail was like shaven 20-cent pieces. It was coming in, smashed every bit of glass down the left-hand side, blew half my load off on the road. So I get, I to pay attention when it says with damaging winds, I get ready. That's it, we're into it now. One thing about this business, it's a business of extremes, and that wind is awfully strong. You copy there, southbound? Yeah, mate, I've only just got into it, so go far up there behind you.
Oh, man, yeah, bring it a trip.
Okay, mate, no worries. So we'll make the best of it. Well, it looks like it's round 2 coming up. I just had a little bit of spell from the weather just said. It was a nice, easy bit, but looks like some serious stuff coming up again.
In the heart of the country, Steve Graham's fighting wave after wave of monsoonal downpours.
It's all around. It's nice and messy. Out there on the Barclay, that's that storm. I think we've got to the west and the north of it. It gave us round 2, but we got through it all right.
It's been 8 days and 4,000 k's. But he's now closing in on his destination.
Only a bit over an hour out of Darwin.
After 4 months off the road, it's another job well done for this Outback legend.
It's been one of those trips that once I got out in the desert and settled down, it was good. The jump up that can catch me didn't catch me. The corrugations that could bash me didn't bash me too badly.
Steve's home again on the highway.